Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class. This is our English class. And as you all know, we are reading the chapter number 2. And the name of the chapter is Children at Work. And this chapter is in the book It So Happened. So, as the name indicates, children at work. That means who is working? Children are working. Children, many children are there in our country. Those don't have good family. They don't have good parents. They don't get good education. They don't get good proper way of playing. Why? Because they have to earn for their food. Some have to earn for their families. Some have to earn for themselves. So they don't get any time for playing or for education, and so they are spending a very worst life. As you all know, children, as government has banned on the children child labor, but still we can see in some hotels, in some restaurants, maybe in the factories also, children are still working. So I think the government has strictly prohibited that even under the age of 14, if children are found doing some kind of work or doing something, so they will be punished. Even the master who is taking work from them, they will also be punished. So children, whenever you see any such kinds of things, you just report to government. Don't see any children working under the age of 14. Make them, try to give them good education, try to tell their aware their parents. So this is what we are going to read in this chapter. In this chapter is about two children, one boy and one girl. So from this chapter, as you all know, I told you they should get the justice and the happiness. They should get the justice and the happiness, the justice from the government and from the society also, and the happiness if the children does not get any kind of beatings from their parents or any other, they are not remain starved, so they will remain happy. So these are the core values, these are the things which every child should get: justice as well as the happiness. So from this chapter also, as you know, many authors are there. One is Geeta Wolf, Anushka, Ravi Shankar. You can see the pictures of these authors: Geeta Wolf, Anushka Shankar, Arijit Sen. These all are the children writers. Means they write about the children. They write about the society. So this story is about the two children. One is Velu and the other is Jaya. As the name indicates, it is related to the Tamil Nadu, that is to the Chennai. These two children belongs to Chennai. So what happens? Velu is a boy. Children at Work is a sensible story by Geeta Wolf, which focuses on the living of slum children. Slum, those who live in bad areas, means slummy area in which there is no proper air, no proper shade, nothing, and it is all spread with dirty water and like that. That is the slummy area. So this Geeta Wolf, which focuses on the living of slum children, the slummy areas. This story teaches us to be empathic with these children and help whatever we can, either by giving them some good education or giving them proper living. This story involves a boy named Velu. He was a small boy of 11 years. Velu was an 11 years old boy who had run away from home. Why he ran away? Because his father was a drunkard. Drunkard means the person who is always in a drinking position, is always drinking day and night. His father used to beat him and his sister and used to snatch every money they earned. Whatever the brother and sister used to earn, their father used to snatch that money and used to drink with that money. Velu was fed up with the day-to-day abuses and decided to run away from home. He walked all day in Kannur, it is a district in Tamil Nadu, and later on boarded Kanyakumari Express. So he went into the train, and the name of that train was Kanyakumari Express. He reached Chennai Central in the Kanyakumari Express without ticket. Why without ticket? Because he was a poor boy. He was not having money to buy a ticket. Neither he was having money to eat some food. He had to do so because he had no money. Chennai Central Station is a huge railway station. It's a very big railway station. His legs felt wobbly. Wobbly means in a condition, in an unsteady conditions. Means he was having money and he was starving because he has not eaten food for 2 days. As he was still standing on a moving train, it was because of tiredness, because of weakness and fear. Tiredness because he was tired because first of all he ran away from his family. He was not having money, and for 2 days he has not eaten anything. Therefore, weakness and fear what is going to happen when he will reach to a big city. Then he sat on a bench on the platform with his small bundle beside him. Velu saw people in a rush with their suitcases. A loudspeaker was shouting with announcements. Some people were watching a big TV screen. Some were sitting on the platform. This is the situation, this is the scenery which you people also observe when you are on a railway station. In his bundle, he carried a shirt, a towel, and a comb. So these three things was there in his bundle. He was very hungry. For 2 days, he had eaten nothing but some peanuts and a piece of jaggery. Peanuts are the groundnuts, and jaggery is, in Hindi language, we call it gud, gajak. He was sitting near the door and tried to sleep there, but a group of men playing cards and shouting throughout the night, making it impossible for him to sleep. So he could not sleep also. The crowd and the way the people looked upon him made him miserable. Miserable means unhappy, very unhappy. Suddenly, he heard a rough voice calling him and he woke up. He saw a girl around his own age wearing a long banyan that came down to her knees. So you can see from the picture that girl is wearing a banyan. Her hair was stiff. Stiff means which cannot be bent. They were so dry and brownish, and it was brown in color. And she had a huge sack on one shoulder. She was picking up dirty plastic cups from the floor and stuffing means filling, putting them into her sack. Velu stared at her vacantly. Vacantly means without showing no interest. Then she asked his name. Velu didn't answer. He didn't want to tell some stranger girl that he had run away from home, as he could not stand his drunkard father's beating him for more one day. His father would snatch away all the money which Velu and his sisters earned and spent it on drink. So this was the reason why Velu ran away from his home. She replied that this place is full of children like him and asked him about his plan, but he didn't answer. When he felt hunger pinching him, the girl told him that she could find him some food if he wants. She told him that he won't get food sitting here glumly. Glumly means sadly or gloomily. The girl was a rag picker. Rag picker? Rag picker are the person or children, those who pick up the plastic things that can be used for recycling, and then they used to give it to the owners. She picked her sack and moved away. Velu thought that she was his only hope, so he followed her because he knew nobody in that new city. That's why Velu followed that girl. Velu caught up with the girl as she was leaving the station. The two came on the road. Velu was frightened by the heavy traffic of the road because he has not seen such a heavy traffic because he belonged to a small village. So when he came to a city and he saw so many traffics, he was frightened. Smoke and dust flew at him from all sides, making his head spin. His head started paining. The girl helped him to cross the road with her. They walked along the side of the road. There were huge signboards about them. The writing was all in English, and Velu was not educated, so he could not read. Velu understood nothing. This showed that he did not know English. So you can see a lots of picture. They turned onto a bridge, then they stopped, peeping over the traffic and buildings. They turned onto a bridge. You don't have to do anything. Just don't get caught, that's all. What does she mean? Then they saw a central jail. So the girl is telling, if you are not careful, you will soon be counting bars there. Means the policeman will caught you. What are you carrying in that bag? Things, bottles, paper, plastic cups, and nothings. Now that Velu is asking. So it was still morning, but Velu's bare, not covered feet burned as the sun blasted down on the tar, the thick, dark liquid used to make roads. Velu was not having any kind of slippers or chappals in his legs, and the road was burning because of the hot sun. And he was so extremely wet with sweat. He was thinking about the food, and after about an hour's walk, they stopped in front of a big building. The sign on the building read, Shri Rajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam. Velu looked at the huge hall and the crowds of people inside. He asked the girl if they are the Velu and the girl, were going to eat there. She led him to a garbage bin behind the house. Two goats were standing on the pile, fighting for a banana leaf. The girl picked up a squashly, means crushed banana, and offered it to Velu to eat. Velu was shocked. He asked if they were going to eat the leftovers. The girl disagreed. She said that she ate only untouched food. She threw him a vada. Velu looked at it with distaste. However, he was too hungry to refuse any food. So he ate the banana as well as the vada. Why? Because he was so hungry. And this was the condition the two children has to eat from the dustbin. The girl could find only one more banana, which she ate herself. So children, you can see what is the condition of these two children in our story. That means still we are having lots of children like that, those who are still eating food from the dustbin. She picked up a couple of bottles from the heap, a group of things placed one over another, and threw it into her sack. She said she had to do her work. This was her work. Seeing her going, Velu panicked. He was a little bit frightened. He followed her again. Then he asked her name. The girl told her name as Jaya. Velu asked to come with her. She agreed. She said that she had to go home to replace the full sack with empty one. So in this picture, you can see what Velu is saying. So this is where you live. These houses are strange. Jaya and Velu walked around the roads for half an hour. They came to a bridge across a dirty trickle. Means dirty water was flowing over there. Jaya called it Buckingham Canal. Near some puddles, a small pool of liquid of water, there was a row of huge huts. So these huts were made of all sorts of things, metal sheets, tires, bricks, wood, and plastics. They stood crookedly, means it was not straight, it was a little bit bent, and looked as if they would fall at any moment. To Velu, these huts looked strange because in his village, the houses were made of mud and palm leaves. Jaya dumped her sack outside a hut, then she picked up an empty one. She gave Velu a pair of old shoes without laces because Velu was not having any kind of slippers or shoes. She handed him a sack and stick also. Velu was confused. Then Jaya explained that she was a rag picker. This was the only work she could give to Velu if he wanted any. Children like her collected paper, plastic, glass, etc. Then they sell them to Jagu of Jam Bazaar. Jagu sells them to a factory. Are there any farms in the city? Now Veli is asking. The only work he has ever done was on the farm, weeding and taking cows out to graze. I will do it for now until I find a better job. As Jaya has offered her the job of rag picker, so what Velu can do, because he was not knowing any person and still he was not having any kind of job. So for the meantime, he agreed to become a rag picker with the Jaya. This time, Velu hesitated. He hadn't come to Chennai to dig through garbage bins. However, he felt he must do it until he finds a better job. So he followed her with a sigh. Sigh means a deep breath. So, children, this ends your story, and this is I really enjoyed this story, but I'm having really some soft corner for these children also. So I will also try my best for the good conditions of these children, such children, and you people also see if such children in your surroundings, you do your best if you can do it. So, children, stay at your home, remain healthy, remain fit, and this concludes our chapter. Thank you.